Hi, everyone. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. This is your weekly reading where we talk all about what is happening in the collective energy or the astrology, the cosmos, whatever you want to call that. What is going on out there that is impacting how you're feeling, how you're thinking? And we are going to help you to understand what it is that you're feeling, but also give you a better sense of how you can best navigate this energy. It's kind of like an energetic weather report so that you have a sense of what to do as you're navigating your week. So, let me know first of all, how are you guys doing? How are you feeling? I'm still feeling, I believe that we are still in this Mercury retrograde post shadow, and I have been crazy tired still. Today feels a little bit better, but I have felt like I've been in a fog. I have been having a lot of difficulty with focusing on things. I don't know, like, are any of you guys in the same place where you're noticing that just you lose time or you get lost in things and maybe even really easily distracted? I've noticed I've been really easily distracted too. So I feel like some of it is a little bit of us just kind of coming out of that energy of the Mercury retrograde, all of the things that we have had going on. And we're now starting to get settled into Virgo season. It is Virgo season now. And so I think part of this too is that it's time for us to start to focus on the things that we need to be focusing on, starting to redirect our energy a little bit. Virgo season feels very different from Leo season, which is what we were in before. And so it's kind of this call for us to start to get ourselves together, to start to get things together, to set the boundaries that we need to set, to take care of the things that we need to take care of. It's really a time of getting things in order. So I don't know if you guys have been feeling this. I've been having a hard time getting into that, getting things into order kind of energy. But when I do, I'm riding that wave. I'm kind of in and out of that and feeling really easily distracted and lost on things that don't really matter. But I also just kind of feel like I've needed the rest. I've needed the mindlessness of some things just to kind of like balance myself out after processing so much through that Mercury retrograde and all of the other stuff that we have going on. I also kind of feel like we've got eclipse season coming in September. So, by the way, if you want to know all about that, you want all of the tools to help to support you, I have that in my Clarity by Christy membership. So, those will be up for you before we start the month of September. It's going to give you a sense of everything to expect. There is a guide for mastering eclipse season that I have in there, and all of the other tools just to help to support you. Oh, good. I have people saying hi. Okay. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, Virgo, it is your season. Yeah. I love the way that Virgo season comes in. I always say that Virgo energy is get your shit together energy. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Nicholas. So it comes in at just the right time, because I feel like while I love Leo season so much, I right about the time that Virgo season comes in, I get to this place where I'm just like, but I need to recenter a little bit. I need to take care of some things, because usually during Leo season, I'm more focused on having fun and focusing on just like living life. And Virgo season comes in to remind us that we've got to take care of some things too, right? Like we've got to, there are some things that we have to get done, we have to take care of. And so I feel that energy coming in a little bit. I think that it's going to be stronger as we move further out into the week. But pay attention to where you're feeling called to get things in order. Let me know what that looks like for you. Are you feeling this pull, this call to get things in order, to focus on specific things? I also am feeling like now is this opportunity, like in between this period of time where we had Mercury retrograde and all of that other stuff that we had going on. leading up into this eclipse portal that we have coming up in early September, that this is kind of that time where we just are taking a little bit of space, a little bit of time to get settled in. And I think that we're going to find like things get amped up, ramped up, moving forward with this eclipse season. So it's almost like we're taking a little bit of a breather before things start to pick up again. And there's a lot of change. There's a lot of movement. Eclipses have this way of just completely changing our lives, or moving us where we need to be. But I also have felt like this entire year is very eclipse season like. So maybe it won't feel that different. I don't know. But I do kind of feel like we're in a place where right now it's just like, take it easy, go easy on yourself. You don't have to push anything too hard. Just kind of ride the waves of the energy to get us prepared for everything that is to come. Now, I'm also feeling a lot of really expansive, fiery energy here where I think that things are developing, things are happening, things are moving forward. And I think that we're going to see more of that this week. We've been maybe feeling a little bit more slowed down with that retrograde, and we were getting a nice momentum going before this. And I feel like now you're going to start to see that momentum pick up. And part of where I feel like the momentum is going to pick up is that we're going to see that we have a lot of possibilities. In some ways, it very much feels like Seven of Cups energy, where it's almost like we feel like we have too many possibilities or too many different paths that we could take, too many different options available. And I think that right now our job is to just be in this energy of watching the expansion happen. And we don't have to figure anything out right away. So this isn't a time to rush into anything or to try to force anything. This is a time to just let yourself get into the flow of where this energy is taking us. And to notice the possibilities that are showing up. And when I say possibilities, it can also be ideas that are coming through that you're feeling called to follow through with, but you might not be sure which idea you're feeling called to follow through with yet. So right now, I think it's just to sit with that and to notice the ideas, to write the ideas down, and to let yourself feel into it a little bit, to get to know yourself a little bit more, and to see where that leads you, and to see where that's going. Nicholas is asking me what my favorite wine is. I'm not a big wine person, to be honest. Like, if I had to choose, it's definitely not red wine. I do not like red wine at all. I like a dry Riesling, I guess, but I really just prefer like a gin and soda or something like that. Like, I like a regular drink, and I like margaritas and that kind of stuff. So anyway, to come back to it, I also think that we want to be taking a look at, and what is going to be highlighted for us this week is what is holding us back. And asking ourselves, are there other ways that I might look at this situation? So I want you to notice like the ways that you're holding yourself back or that you're keeping yourself stuck. I'm certainly having that come up for me. And part of this has been to just be willing to explore it from different perspectives. Fun little story. I created an AI on my Instagram. And so I created an AI on my Instagram, and her name is Cosmic Christy, by the way. And I wanted it to like do some of the things that I do in my sessions. And so I was like testing it out today. I forgot about it. I made it before, and I was testing it out today, and I was asking her, Cosmic Christy, some questions about my life and where things are going. And she asked me some of the best questions that forced me to see some situations in my life from totally different perspectives. And I think my whole point is, it brought me to a place where I was like, you know what? Even if it goes in this direction, that possibility is not so bad. And either way, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be okay. And so I don't need to stress about it. And I can just do what it is that I feel like I need to do. And that's kind of that energy. So I want us to look at like what is holding us back? Probably fear in some way. And can you see it from another perspective? Can you look at it and recognize that either way it's going to be okay? Or recognize that it was never as bad as you thought it was in the first place? Or maybe just considering other possibilities, right? And being open to that. So we don't want to hold ourselves back. Nicholas says future reference. Oh, are you talking about the alcohol? Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I'm sorry. Focus is not great for me today. Again, I feel like this is the energy. Is anybody else feeling like they're having a hard time with focus? Um, Definitely, I feel like being easily distracted is a huge part of this energy right now. I also heard when I was connecting with this energy to do not let it make you feel defeated. So I think there are some circumstances that may come up this week where we might, if we allow it, start to feel defeated about something. And I think that instead we need to take that step back. We need to see how far we've come. We need to hold gratitude for how far we've come, for what has developed, and to keep going, especially in the direction of the things that we feel on a soul level that we're really pulled to. Now, we are getting closer to eclipse season, so you may also become aware of where you need to make some changes, where things have to be different, where you need to let some things go. But that doesn't mean that we have to let it make us feel defeated. I think that we can make changes in our life from a place of empowerment. We can know that it is within my power to make this change, to have this conversation, to take this step forward, whatever that is. So it's within your power, and I want you to see it as within your power, and that we have so much power here in our lives to create the kind of life that we want to create. I also heard, again, this feels like in preparation for the lunar eclipse, particularly that we have coming up in early September, the courage to let things fall apart. So there may be things that are already presenting as starting to fall apart. There may be some things that aren't going the direction that you want them to go, right? Like there's a lot of possibilities being put out there right now. And I feel like life can go so many different directions. And so can we be open to all of the possibilities? And one of those possibilities is for things to fall apart so that they can either be rebuilt in a better way or so that we move in a different direction. And I want you to start to just allow yourself to be open to so many possibilities, not just that you can conceive for yourself, but possibilities that God can conceive for you. Because I think that there are a lot of different paths that we are going to be preparing to take. And I want you to be open to going down different paths than you expected to go down. Because that is part of our expansion, and that is the direction that we will be going. I also really feel like there's a lot of creative energy right now, and we need to be leaning into that creativity and letting that support us. I am working on a new oracle deck, and I've been pretty much obsessed, really down a rabbit hole, lost in that, just like creating these oracle cards. So I'm going to be really excited to share those with you when they're all done. They are, if I do say so myself, absolutely beautiful. I've been designing them, getting creative, playing with them, and it is just this outlet that I need right now. And I think we're all a little bit in this space of needing to be creative. And I think it's a really nice tool for navigating all of this energy. And we're also going to be connecting with our intuitive insights, a better sense of what possibilities we need to be exploring, what has been holding us back. All of these things I think are going to come through when we just allow ourselves to get lost in the creativity. So let's pull cards, but let me know how you guys are doing. I've already pre-shuffled the deck and they are ready to go. So I will read the cards and then I will go through and talk about the meanings of them. Okay, so first we have the Star card in reverse. Next up, we have the Page of Swords in reverse. Definitely a slowed down energy for sure. We have the Devil in reverse. So these are all going to be in reverse. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. We have the King of Wands in reverse. Except okay. But that's not meant to be in reverse. Okay. So we're going to turn that upright. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So again, this says to me, we need to be taking a look at where are we holding ourselves back by limiting the options that are available to us, limiting ourselves, not setting boundaries, not taking steps in the direction that we need to be taking steps in, that kind of stuff. So let's come back here with the Star card in reverse. So there's still more healing to be done. And this is just asking for us to take some time to honor it. But I also get this message with this, like, no matter what, you're going to be okay. So somebody needs to hear it. No matter where the possibilities are going and all of these possibilities, you're going to be okay and you're going to find your way. In fact, I think that we're not as off as we maybe feel like we are. We're not as off track as we feel like we are. But also taking a little time, part of your Virgo season work is to work on yourself, to pay attention to your self-care and to honor what it is that you're needing, and to let this time period right now be a little bit of a breather before eclipse season comes in. I also, by the way, feel like we have possibilities that are coming to the surface right now for us. And I think that the eclipse portal happening in September is going to help us to get clarity on that. So you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know. In fact, this is a very wait and see kind of energy. This is very much like flow with it, work with it, see where it's going, but don't force anything. And speaking of not forcing anything, we have the Page of Swords in reverse. Don't force anything. Don't try to just come up with an idea for the sake of having an answer or an idea. If you don't know, you don't know yet. If you aren't sure what step to take, if you're not inspired yet to move in a particular direction, it's okay. If you don't know when you want to move forward with something, it's okay. It's okay to just kind of take a little time to sit with it. And then we have the Devil card in reverse. So I think part of what we need to be taking a look at right now is where am I holding myself back? Where are my habits holding me back? Where are my thoughts holding me back? Where are my patterns holding me back? And I think that there's a lot of opportunities this week for us to set ourselves free from that. So that feels really powerful. The next card that we have here is the Knight of Wands in reverse. And remember, I was saying, I don't feel very energized. And to me, when the Knight of Wands is upright, it's like a puppy with a lot of energy, where like it just like it has the zoomies, right? That's kind of the energy that I get with the Knight of Wands sometimes, but this is showing up in reverse. So you might not have the zoomies. You might not feel like this need to like rush into anything. You might not feel like you have the energy to move forward with things. And I think this is just about honoring what we need and honoring where we are at. Beth said, reading Be Open as I put the labels on my open candle. Oh, I love that. Beth has the most amazing candles. Check out her company is called State of Being. They are the best smelling candles I've ever smelled in my entire life. I love them so much. So Knight of Wands, just be. It's okay to just be. It's okay to just rest in that and know that when it's time to move forward with some things and to explore some possibilities, you're going to know it. In fact, we have this King of Wands showing up, and it did come out reverse, but then I heard that I needed to put it upright. And I think that this is because it is going to become clear, and we are going to take care of the things that we need to take care of. And maybe some of this is like right now, taking care of what you can take care of, taking steps for the things that you know, for the things that you're aware of, for the clarity that you do have, because I do feel like we did gain a lot of clarity during that retrograde. So moving forward where you can, where you have clear vision, where you feel that inspired action to move forward, but also just letting yourself wait until you're ready for that. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. You know what? Some of this feels like, hi Katie, hi Olivia. Some of this feels like we need to get comfortable in our own energy. Some of you are not going to like this. Some of you are extroverts. I am an introvert. I am very fueled in my own energy, and I actually really love it. Maybe I love it a little too much sometimes, right? So maybe for me, this is about being open to allowing other people to help me, to support me. And so for those of you who that resonated with, that's your message. But for some, there's also a message about finding comfort in your own energy. And maybe even for those who are comfortable with that, maybe there are ways that we're feeling like we're being stretched with that. Maybe we're being called to try something new and we're being asked to do that on our own, or we have to put ourselves out there and try. You know what this is? Like, I feel like we need to try a new experience in some way. Again, there are a lot of possibilities, and I feel like part of this is us being willing to try some kind of a new experience. You know what I'm flashing back to? I have Beth in the comments here. I met Beth when I went to an event, and the event that I went to, it was the first time that I ever went to some kind of it was like a growth conference. So some kind of a conference or something like that completely on my own without knowing a soul in the room except for the person that was putting on the conference. And I knew that he was going to be busy. So I went to that, and, maybe for some people that was no big deal. But for me, that was a huge deal because I am naturally a pretty shy person, and I don't know, it just felt very scary to me to go to this by myself. And not only did I go to this by myself, but I went to the party before that. And again, walking into a party on my own. And so as much as I love time in my own energy, that was pretty uncomfortable for me. So long story short, that is where I met Beth. And we have been friends ever since. And that's the energy that I'm getting here with this, is like to stretch ourselves out in some way. Because I think that we might meet important people. We might connect with important possibilities. There's something about that for us. So learning how to do some things completely on our own, or taking a step completely on your own without needing that validation from somebody that you love and care about, or without needing permission. I don't think that we're asking permission anymore. And I kind of love that, because I don't think that we need to. The only permission that we need is our own, is from ourselves. And so get out there, explore the possibilities, be open to where this path is leading you, be open to the fact that you might not have all the answers. You might not know where every path is going. Let it be an adventure. Let yourself explore all of it. And I'm excited to see where this is leading. I will see you guys next week with another live video on the energy. And maybe I'll see you before then. I don't know. But Take care, everybody, and I will see you soon. I love you all.